Hello, welcome to Knitting Nicely. I'm Danielle Chauvet, and we're going to learn how to do Intarsia cabling today. So here we go. This is Intarsia cabling. It's when a different color is used for the cables. In this case, I'm using a white on a nice icy blue background. And as you can see, each cable has its own little bobbin of yarn going up. So you follow the little cable up, and it has its own little bobbin of yarn. Now you could do each of these cables in a different color if you wanted to. I chose to do each one in white, so on this piece. And as you can see, each cable, so this one you follow that cable up, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it has its own bobbin. So I'm going to show you how to do the back side first, because on the back side you can see the bobbins better. So I'm going to choose to show you how to do the wrong side first, so you can see what we're doing. Intarsia cables have a really nice backside. It's nice and neat. And so first I always push all my bobbins to the front so I can see them easily. And then I've got my few stitches to do here at the beginning of my work. So I slip the first one, and I'm going to do some seed stitch here for my edging. And then I've got a cable, it's a 6-stitch cable here that I'm going to work across. So those are all purls on the back side. Then I've got a reverse stockinette stitch, then I've got a 4-stitch cable here, and then a reverse stockinette stitch, and now we're back where we need to be for doing our Intarsia cable. Now the idea is that we're going to twist the yarn so that there doesn't end up being a hole between each yarn. So I've got to twist that white one over the top of the blue. Okay, and then the next stitch I don't need a twist because it's already there. It's already twisted. Whoops. Okay, and then I need to twist it back under so that the blue will be going over the white. See that? Now the white is twisted underneath the blue. And then I continue on with my blue until I get to my next bobbin of white. The thing to remember about Intarsia is that you always need to twist the yarns when you're doing a color change. So here I am, I'm going to put the blue down, and then I'm going to twist the white one over the top of the blue. Do those 2 stitches, and then I'm going to twist the stitches again so that the blue goes over the white. I always think of it as the color I'm just about to use needs to go over the color that I just finished using. So here I'm going to work through some more cable work that is just in the same blue color. These are all reverse stockinette on the wrong side until I get to my next part with the white. And here we go again. We're going to twist down. So first we need to put the blue down. Then we're twisting the white color over the top of the blue. And I'm using Continental in my left hand. I'm using English style in my right hand just for ease, but you can always change the yarn to your other hand, whichever hand is comfortable for you. Now I'm twisting the white down and the blue goes over the top because that's what I'm knitting next. Working across the blue. Now I've come to my white stitches again, so I lay down my left in front and then twist the white one over the top because that's what I'm knitting next. And I always give it a little tug too, so I don't end up with really loose stitches. Okay, now I've got to lay my white one down, so I got to twist it and then put the blue over top. Work those 2 stitches in blue. Then I've got a white one again, so lay down the blue, put the white one over top, because that's what I'm knitting next. And then I gotta twist that white one around so that I can lay the blue one on top again. And that's how you do Intarsia cables on the wrong side. So once I'm done knitting the back side, then I always check the front side to see if it is looking good and I've got all my twists where they're supposed to be. You can see here that I made a mistake. This only has one blue between the two whites. It should have two like over here. So I'm going to have to go back and fix that. And I'll put a link down below in the description that shows you how to fix something like that when you're cabling. You could just rip out the entire row and go back and do it right, but I don't like doing that. I like to just take that one section and fix it. So here we go. We're going to do the right side. And I'll show you how to twist those Intarsia cables when we're on the right side of our work. So I make sure all my little bundles are nicely laid on the back, and I've got to work through the first few stitches here. So this is a seed stitch on the border, and then I do my little 6 cable. This is actually a slip stitch cable. It almost looks like a braid, but I really like the look of it. Now this is how I do cable needle less cabling. So if you watch carefully, I'm going to twist that top stitch over to the left. I take the 2 on the left and just slip them off and then move it over to the right. Okay, and then I knit the stitches. I'll slow it down for you on the next one. So here I've got my reverse stockinette. Now here's a left twist. It's coming from the left to going to the right. So I'm going to move these stitches over in front to the left. So I've got my right hand needle going through those 2 stitches that I want to move. Then I take off all 4 stitches and quickly slip my left needle back into the stitches on the right, so that I can twist the left stitches in the front like that. And then I put those left stitches now back onto my left needle so that I can be ready to knit them. And now I'm ready to knit across those 4 stitches, and I've done my cable. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do Intarsia on the front. So these stitches here don't need to be crossed yet. This is just going to be Intarsia right here. So I've got to make sure that my next yarn is going to go over the top of the yarn I just finished. So white goes over the top of the blue and across those 2 stitches. Only twist it once. And then I need to twist the yarn back around so that the blue, which I'm going to be knitting next, will go over the top of the white. See that? So the blue is over the top of the white. Sorry for the video, I didn't have it up far enough, but you can see it. So here we go across the blue stitches, and I'll show you it again. So now we're going to knit white, so white has to go over the top of blue. And we've got to knit with this bobbin because it's next. So we've got white next, goes over the top of the blue, give it a little tug, and then the second stitch of the white. And then now we're going to knit blue, so blue has to go over the top of white. So we've got to twist it over back again. So blue goes over the top of white, and we'll knit across the blue stitches. And you can see here I've got to do another left twist. So pull those 2 left stitches, take my left needle off all 4, twist them, and then knit all 4 of them. I didn't used to knit this way with cables, but I found that it's really fast and not that hard to do. So now here I've got a braid, and I can see that I just twisted the right side of the braid, but now I need to twist the left side of the braid. So I'm going to knit across those first 2 stitches, and I'm going to twist the last 4 stitches. So this is a right twist, so I've got to take the back 2 stitches off and twist the right 2 stitches into the front. Okay, so now we've come to another, this is a 2-stitch cable, so I need to make sure that I switch those 2 stitches. So a 2-stitch cable, you only move one of the stitches, and I can see down here that it's a right cable, so I got to take the back, the left stitch from the back and move that right over the front. Okay, so now we're at the, this is actually a traveling stitch because it's going over the top of reverse stockinette. So I only need to move 1 stitch, and I'm moving that 1 stitch over in the back and moving those 2 stitches to the front. Now I've got white, so I need to do my Intarsia. So I've got to lay my blue yarn down and go over the top of that blue yarn with the white. So I give it a tug, go over the blue yarn with the white yarn, and then I got to remember to twist it. So twist that white yarn back, and blue goes over the top of white. Now I've got another 2-stitch cable, but I'm not ready to twist this one yet. So that one just gets knit. And now we're back at a traveling. But now you see I accidentally did a reverse stockinette there. I need to take that back out because I need to move these 2 stitches to the right. So I move those to the right in the front. And then let's do some more Intarsia for those white. So lay the blue yarn down and then go over the blue yarn with the white. Okay, get that 2nd stitch in white. Now twist the stitches, or twist the yarns so that the blue goes over the white, and you're ready to knit blue. Now these 2 need to be twisted again, and it's a right twist, so I go in and twist those to the right. And this one is also a right twist, but it's a traveling cable, so I only need to move 1 stitch over in the back. And that's a purl, and then I do my Intarsia again. So find the right yarn for it, give it a tug, make sure it goes over the one you just finished, and then twist it around the blue so the blue goes over the top of the white. Here's another 2-stitch cable that I don't need to twist yet. And here's my traveling stitches. Got to move those 2 white stitches over to the right. So I grab them, slip off all 3, stick my needle right back into that one that I just took off and moved it to back. Now make sure that you're grabbing the correct yarn. You don't want to twist yarns in the back. And we do the white over the blue and then twist it so that we do blue over white. Now we've got to twist our 2-stitch cable here. Twist that one to the right, and then we've got to twist this one to the right. The 2 white stitches move in front to the left. There we go. All right, so then twist those yarns again and then twist them back. Very easy to do once you know the technique of cabling, and if you understand the idea of Intarsia as far as twisting your yarn so that there's no holes. Intarsia cables is really a pretty simple technique. It's just a matter of keeping those yarns twisted in the back so you don't end up with a hole between your cable and your background work. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I will also show you some other techniques for this, because when you have the same color twisting right next to each other, so if there's 4 stitches of the same white together, there's a technique to make sure that there's no hole between the whites. And I will put a link for that in the description as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Happy knitting! If you are enjoying Knitting Nicely's videos, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to get more of our videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get notified when I post a new video. See you next time!